What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish. Virgil Abloh is back once again with his brand new Nike collaboration. We're taking a look at it today, but honestly, I got a bone to pick with some of you guys, and we're going to get into it after we take a look at the shoe. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, first things first, of course, the box as usual. Now, for today's collaboration with Virgil Abloh and Off-White, there actually is no outside branding on the box. Now, what you do get is the box that does look very distinctive here. It has little holes cut out all around the box here, so you know it's something different, you know it's something a little off center, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, you just get this standard orange glossy Nike box. Inside of the box though, you do get a little bit of off-white paper in yellow. Now each one of these sneakers, again, 3 versions of them. We're taking a look at all 3 versions today, by the way, but all of them have the exact same box with the exact same packaging. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the women's Nike and Off-White Vapor Street. Now, of course, as we all know, Virgil Abloh is known for his really striking designs and his really off-center executions of the sneakers that he's done, especially the sneakers that he's done with Nike. Honestly, in my opinion, the sneakers that he does with Nike have been far more edgy than the sneakers that he did for his own brand, like Off-White, and the ones that he's done for Louis Vuitton. Those seem a little bit more toned down, if you will. But keeping in the theme of all of his other sneakers, these have a very deconstructed, kind of behind the scenes look about them. Lots of different materials. It actually looks like he's still in the prototyping phase on the currently executed version of the sneaker. It's really dope. Starting with the upper of the sneaker, the first thing that you're gonna notice about the shoe is this plastic lining that goes all around the sneaker. The entire upper of the sneaker is wrapped kind of in this, I don't even know what to describe it as. It feels like kind of a hard rubber or plastic. I guess it's a plastic, but it's like this netting plastic. It's very interesting. Now, here's another interesting design aspect about the sneaker. At first glance, I thought that the swoosh was underneath the plastic, only to realize on a closer look that the swoosh is actually painted on top of the plastic. However, the orange tab that would normally be attached to the swoosh is underneath the plastic. So the swoosh is over the plastic, the tab is underneath the plastic. Now you get this really interesting wire lacing system. I call it a wire lacing system. It still laces, but it's just not the same as the regular laces in the shoe. It's all over the sneaker, it's all off center, it's all kind of obscure, and it all comes together not just through the purple eyelets, the regular eyelets in the shoe, but also locked into place with this hard plastic piece down here at the bottom of the shoe. 2 sets of laces on the shoe here. Of course, you get the black ones that say shoelaces, and you get the white ones that also say shoelaces. Deconstructed tongue with the old school Nike logo on the tag here. Again, keeping in line with all of Virgil Abloh's Off-White executions of his Nike shoes, these deconstructed tongues have kind of become his trademark amongst many other pieces of the shoe. On the medial side of the sneaker, again, you get the Off-White branding here, Off-White, Vapor Street, Nike, Beaverton, Oregon, all of that insignia, just like the other Off-White sneakers. On the heel of the shoe, you can actually pull down that plastic and you can reveal kind of this glossy Nike emblem right on the heel of the shoe. Very thick, chunky midsole here. Black midsole on this version, and a black and pink spiked outsole on the sneaker as well. Possibly the most striking part of this shoe is the fact that, yes, it is a track shoe. This is a spiked shoe. As far as the insole of the shoe, it actually matches the paper that's inside of the box. So it actually matches that packaging here, that yellow background with the Off-White with the little emblems in here as well. And last but not least, you get the standard Off-White zip tie tag, but this time it's green and it actually looks like turf. It actually kind of reminds you of the fact that this is a track shoe and this is something that you would run on a track in, or actually run maybe in grass or a field or something like that. So there's no writing on it. There's no Off-White zip tie care of anything on here. It's just the zip tie tag that's in this green turf-like material. Now, this sneaker not only came in one colorway here with the black and prominent pink, but it also came in 2 other colorways as well. A yellow colorway with the flash crimson lacing, and it also came in a light blue colorway with a yellow swoosh and Volt green lacing as well. One big difference I love about the yellow version of this is that this is a silver metallic emblem here where the Nike is, and a silver metallic swoosh on the medial side of the sneaker instead of the regular flat plastic. Here you can actually see it a little bit better on the spikes as well. As you run and the spikes wear down, there's actually an indicator system here that the spikes may be worn down too far because they will actually change colors. And honestly, that's pretty much it when it comes to the Vapor Street Off-White Nikes by Virgil Abloh. Now, Here's the situation about this shoe. You guys know I got to get my rant off, so here we go. I looked all around YouTube as much as I possibly could for a review on these sneakers before I made this video. And you know how many women I actually saw making a review of these sneakers? One. I saw one woman do a review on these sneakers, and it was actually for the RSVP Galleries video. So it was for their official page, but they got a female to actually do the sneaker review, which I thought was dope. But everybody else that I saw review these sneakers, not to say that the videos were bad, but they were all men. This is a woman's sneaker. Why are all men reviewing the sneaker and we don't have more women reviewing the sneaker? This is part of the problem that we have in sneakers right now with the resale culture being the way that it is, and honestly with, I guess, fashion or style being the way that it is. It's just been introduced that men are going after all of the women's sneakers these days, and frankly, I'm getting tired of it. Now, yes, I got the bigger versions of this sneaker. I got all three versions of these sneakers here, but what I'm probably gonna do is either return them back so a female can get them, or ask around my female friends that happen to wear this size here if they need this sneaker. And who knows, I might even just gift them the sneaker, because it's so difficult these days for women to be able to buy sneakers that are intended for them. Now, my question to all of you fellas is, how many of y'all went out and bought the workout bras and the tights that went along with these sneakers? My answer would be very few, if any of you fellas, actually went out and bought the corresponding apparel that was intended to match these sneakers. Why is that? Well, for one or two reasons. Number one, I will admit the sneaker is pretty comfortable. So a lot of guys wanted to wear it to be fashionable because the sneaker is comfortable, and a lot of resellers wanted the sneaker because anything with off-white slapped on it, no matter what it looks like, no matter who it's intended for, they want to grab them up and try to sell them for the high. Now, thank goodness these sneakers actually aren't selling for that much money on StockX, so maybe a lot of the resellers will leave them alone and let the women actually enjoy them. I don't know, this comes at a very interesting time because I just got back from an event with Jordan Brand and Ama Maniere down in Atlanta last weekend, where they had a bunch of people from Jordan Brand discussing different things in sneakers, design and issues that they see, and they took some questions from the audience. And a young lady in the audience actually made a very interesting comment about how hard it is for her. She's a size 8 in men, and it makes it very difficult for her to be able to get any kind of sneaker these days, especially the ones that are specifically geared towards women. Now, James Whitner, who's the owner of Social Status and Ama Maniere and a good friend of Jordan Brand, he told her directly that they are going to be working on some events that are going to be women only. So, fellas, be on the lookout. A lot of these women's releases may start to get a little bit harder to get. But in the meantime, let the women have their shoes. Let the women enjoy their shoes. Let the women enjoy the things that are for them. Because at the end of the day, to Nike, it's not just about the shoe, it's about the complete look. It's about the experience and the feel of being an athlete. Nike doesn't care how much money you can sell a sneaker for on StockX. And it's getting frustrating, not just from a consumer standpoint for females, but also from a corporate standpoint for Nike, that all you guys keep buying up the shoes and nobody's buying the apparel. Women don't want to buy the apparel if they can't have the shoe with it, and all the resellers and all the fellas that want the shoe don't want the apparel, so the apparel tends to sit. Well, it's not good news in Nike's eyes. So if I was Nike, I would definitely be looking for ways to make sure women only had access to sneakers like this in the future, so that I could incentivize them to also get the apparel. Guys, listen, I know you think anything with off-white on it is dope. I know that you think anything with Virgil Abloh's name slapped on is gonna make you some money, but chill out. Let the women have their shoes. Let the women buy their sneakers, all right? If there aren't enough sneakers for us fellas to choose from out here, then maybe we don't need to be buying sneakers at all, because there's a whole lot more sneakers for men out here than there are for women. This was a special release for women, and unfortunately, a lot of women ended up taking the L on it. I hate to see it. All right. Rant time is over. That's about all that I have for this sneaker. Now it's time for you guys to sound off in the comment and let me know what you guys think about the Off-White and Nike Vapor Street. Did you pick these up? Are you a fella that picked them up, or are you a female that picked it up? Tell me about what the experience was like if you got them off the sneakers app, or if you had to go and pick them up in person, or if you passed on them. Tell me why you passed on. Was it a looks thing? Did you just not like the way it looked, or was there another reason? Sound off down below. Let me know. Of course, while you're down there in the comments, make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family, to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Off-White and Nike Vapor Street for women, and until next time, I'm out.